What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Seventh Man Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kevin.
Guys, Kevin's back.
I'm back. After the long-awaited absence, we heard your comments. We wanted Kevin back. I'm back.
Guys, he's off his probation. He's back from prison.
Off my probation.
Yeah, so we're all good here, but good to have him back. It was interesting doing a solo podcast, not gonna lie, but it was kind of fun. It's kind of solid.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. But guys, so remember we said last video, if you guys didn't listen to the last video, I talked about how we have a certain, a topic that we were waiting to talk about with you guys, and it's because we're talking about one player on the Kings, one player only, and who is it, Kevin?
Harry Giles, the man, the myth.
Oh, the mile. So he can run for miles. So guys, Harry fucking Giles. All right, let's get down to the business. Are we horny for Harry?
Yes.
That is the term going around, guys, if you haven't heard.
Horny for Harry.
It's a lot of Kings fans that are probably talking about it, but, guys, you better get to know this guy.
The hype is insane right now around Harry Giles, and I think he deserves it.
I am so horny for Harry, okay? I typically don't have a fetish for hair, but for Harry Giles, I do. All right, so, guys, we're just going to get out on the table. He is going to be up for one of the top rookies this season because he didn't play last season. So
he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
Exactly. It's a Ben Simmons situation. So I'm going to have Kevin quickly hit on the background of Harry and, going up from high school and, into college and, what happened, why you probably haven't heard about him.
Okay, so Harry Giles, as far as I know, since 8th grade on all the way through high school, he was always the number one prospect in his class. And it's a good class, it's a class of Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, that class, 2017 last year. And everyone in that class.
Donovan Mitchell.
I
talked about him last video.
Everyone in that class was saying Harry Giles is a stud. We know he's going to be so good because his athleticism is insane for a 6'11" big or 6'10", 6'11".
6'10",
He's a beast. He's a Kevin Garnett body type. I don't know if he's that kind of player yet, but he's really special, super athletic and coordinated. Everything you're looking for in a upcoming pro prospect and a big he's special.
Definitely.
So, I'm sure most people know this, but the reason that he got drafted at number 20 by the Kings and he didn't really do anything at Duke,
but not in this year's draft.
Yeah, 2017.
2017. Just so
we drafted him last year at number 20. It's because he tore his ACL and his meniscus in one knee, and then I think the next year he tore the ACL in the other knee. So both his knees have torn ACLs. He hasn't done either twice, which is good. But obviously, it's really troubling to have a 6'11" big man with that kind of a lot of the guys who are super athletic and freak athletes, they're the ones who have bad knee issues because it's just so much power, and a lot of times, your ACL can't deal with that.
Definitely.
Same with Derrick Rose or
totally.
I don't know, a bunch of people
totally.
Bunch of athletes through history. So, he's had a bunch of really bad injuries in the past, so that's why he fell so far, because obviously there's big risks that come with him. He's not a sure thing, because you never know. He could have a career-ending injury.
Could be Greg Oden kind of situation.
Yeah, it could be Greg Oden. So, but we got him at pick number 20, which is awesome value for the upside that he brings.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look great at Duke, but he was playing, kind of gingerly, not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he played 10 minutes a game, so it wasn't really much of a sample size.
Uh-huh.
But, so all last year, we sat him. We just didn't even play him, and he wasn't hurt last year. He was fine. They were the Kings just decided to work on his strength, work on his conditioning, make his body able to handle itself. A lot of times, when you grow a lot, you need to grow into your body. I remember they did a similar thing. I read an article about how they did that with Rudy Gobert when he went to the Jazz. How they just worked on conditioning and working in his body so he's not going to get injured in the future. That's what the Kings were doing this year.
Totally.
And hopefully it works out.
Yeah. So
that's his backstory. That's where we get to now.
Yeah. So basically, what happened from my understanding, so the Kings, we didn't even have the 20th pick in the draft. We traded to get that pick to pick Harry Giles, and I didn't really think much about it in the situation because I watched the draft very with a big incentive because I watch every pick. Yeah. So when I saw Harry Giles, I was like, that name sounds familiar, and I looked him up, and he was obviously was injured, so he was.
I remember we were talking about that before. We both thought that we were gonna pick Harry Giles, and we were kind of scared about it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really I just knew the hype. I never watched anything on him. You know, I never watched like highlights or anything. I'm like, oh, he'll probably never play. Like, it's a scary pick.
So the Kings had like the 10th pick, and we traded that pick, who
For
ended up being
15.
Zach Hollins, and we traded it for 15 and 20, and we got Justin Jackson and Harry Giles. So like, but what happened is that the Kings knew right away that we were gonna sit him for the whole the majority of the season, if not the whole season, and it did end up being the whole season.
I remember in the beginning of the year they said they would only sit him till December, but they ended up doing the rest of the year, which we were fine with.
So what happened is that they reevaluated him in January. It will actually take that back. It was after the All-Star break, so after February, and they were like, okay, do we want to give him a go? Like, give him just a handful of minutes a game? And then the coach said no. He said, that is such a big liability, and I would rather just have him redshirt the entire year, do a Ben Simmons type of situation, and just like get his body, what Kevin said,
Ben Simmons
to full
was
strength.
Injured, so
Not injured.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like have redshirt him.
Yeah.
So they wanted like his body to get to full strength, full capacity for NBA style basketball, which we all know college is a huge transition to the NBA.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, he probably even played college too. Like, he only played 300 total minutes at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 10 games at 30 minutes. So
yeah,
I mean, he played 26 games, so he played about 10 minutes a game. So I mean, he really didn't do anything at Duke either. So most of what we're projecting off is high school, and then what we just saw in summer league, which is why we're so excited.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
so one thing that you might be getting confused if you're like, oh, well, you could be getting him confused with Marvin Bagley right now because they both went to Duke and they're both power forwards. Don't do that, okay? Harry Giles is a completely different player. We drafted Marvin Bagley this year and Harry Giles last year. So that's basically the background of Harry Giles.
All right,
so,
let's talk about summer league.
So if we're talking about summer league, we were super excited to watch him finally hit the floor, the NBA floor.
And oh my God, did he go out there and destroy?
Guys, he showed shines of light that were just phenomenal. It was absolutely like freak athletic talent, which we knew was going to be there. But like we were talking about it, like he was getting 2 or 3 blocks a game. He was playing absolutely
like 2 or 3
defense.
steals a game too. Like the defense was shocking. How like agile and instinctive and was like hand control, like really awesome hand-eye coordination. Like he looked like a guard out there playing. Mm-hmm. Like he really reminded me of Draymond Green on defense.
Okay.
And obviously it's summer league. Mm-hmm. But I think that's a good comparison right now. He's bigger than Draymond Green, but like it was that kind of body movement and skill that he was showing. It was really incredible.
Yeah.
Like, shocking.
When he was playing in the summer league, so if we're talking about like the summer league where they're playing in Las Vegas, he wasn't playing with a lot of great players with like the rookies and first year players, so it's kind of hard to showcase a talent when he's not around players mm-hmm. that are making him better.
Yeah.
But when we looked at the games that they played, there were a few games that they played at Golden One Center where it was like
went to those.
No, I didn't go to it. It was it was like a king, quote unquote Kings Classic where it was like the Lakers and like the Heat and then the Warriors, like their first and second year players. And then like he got a lot more minutes that game, and like we got to see like him and Bagley next to each other, so it was like a glimpse of the future.
Yeah.
Now let's get one thing on the table. Is Harry Giles going to be an insane player this next season? Probably not. Is he going to be like a really solid player? I would take my bet on that. I think that he's going to get a handful of minutes. We haven't really talked about this, mm-hmm. but we're not actually sure if he's going to start yet. I would really hope he starts.
I doubt he'll start the season starting. I'm going to say that. I think he will end up starting.
But we both do hope he does.
Yeah.
Like, because we want him to get. He's only 20, guys, and so you could pair him and Bagley next to each other. I'm not totally certain what's going to happen with the starting lineup. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't know how well offensively, like right now, him and Bagley fit together because they're both kind of raw offensively.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's the one thing with the Harry Giles. That's the one developmental thing for him. So defensively, we think he'll be able to come in and be really good. Like obviously, there's a learning curve. He's 20 years old and he's never played, and he hasn't played competitive basketball in 2 years. But we think he'll be good defensively right now. I think the offense will come with time. So he's shown signs of a jumper. Nothing amazing,
mm-hmm.
Like it should develop in the future to some extent,
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that really excites me the most, like obviously you watch him do really sick dunks and stuff and awesome athleticism, but that doesn't really matter to me. It's his handles. He has really good handles for a 6'11" guy. Like I've seen so many videos of him like crossing people up and like breaking ankles, and I don't think I've ever seen someone 6'11" do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like it reminds me like. Yeah, it already looks like he's like the dribbling ability of like DeMarcus Cousins or like one of the bigs who have just really awesome handles. Like it was impressive to me.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that. So if you guys go back and look at his highlights from his limited minutes at Duke and then the high school, and like you can even look at Summer League too, and you'll see what Kevin's talking about. But this guy has the utmost potential to be up there with the rookies that were drafted, the first year players that were drafted this summer.
Oh yeah.
So you guys got to be on the lookout for Harry Giles.
I think he'll have a better season than Marvin Bagley. I'll say that right now.
So I'm picturing it in my head right now. And I know that maybe not everybody cares about what the Kings starting lineup is going to look like, but this is what I'm thinking it's going to probably look like. I think it's going to be De'Aaron Fox and Buddy, and then you're probably going to have Bogdan probably in a starting lineup. And then I would venture to guess that since the coach is going to want to put, veterans out there on the floor, he's probably going to keep Willie at center, and then he'll put Zach Randolph. But the first two people that will come off the bench towards the middle of the first quarter, end of the first quarter, are going to be Bagley and Harry Giles. Yeah, I could totally see that happening, and just Willie and Zach Randolph coming off the floor. I think that could bring that the edge to the team. They definitely have the athleticism. Both of them compared, we haven't really seen them on the floor much together because obviously the season hasn't started. Yeah. But the amount of talent, the amount of upside from those two players.
That's such an athletic big man duo. It's crazy.
It is. So one of them has better defensive strength. One of them has better offensive strength. So
Marvin Bagley's a really good rebounder.
He's a good rebounder, but he's not a great defender. He's a better scorer than Harry Giles. So maybe they'll complement each other. Who knows?
We'll see. Hopefully.
We'll have to see. But for sure, we are definitely horny for Harry.
So excited.
I'm super freaking pumped for him to come into...
I think he could be... I think of anyone the Kings, he's as likely as anyone to become an all-star in the future. Mm-hmm. I think he really could do it.
Yeah, so we left him out of that one video that we were going to talk about, that we talked about all the players on the Kings, because we think that he will be the difference from the Kings being a 20-win team or a 25-win team, or he's going to be that extra factor in the late games where it's going to put the Kings on top or could get that extra win.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's really our thoughts on it. Where I'm looking at his wingspan right now, and he's got
7'3"
he's got 7'3" wingspan. It says he's 6'11". So I mean, he's only 20.
I don't think he's 6'11", but still.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah, I think he's 6'10" or 6'9". Yeah. But I mean, that's the same with every NBA player. Mm-hmm. He's kind of buff too. He's lanky, but he's a lot of muscle mass for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. So I said in the last video, the Kings have a young super team in the making, and Harry Giles only adds to that.
As I'm not gonna lie,
as Vlade Divac said, and Chris Harris. But so, if you guys want to comment, if all 26 of you want to comment, leave it down below because we want to hear what you guys think of Harry. Yeah, are you horny for him?
Yeah, we want to see what you guys think about Harry. Whether you guys think we're crazy or think we're on the right track, that we think he'll be great. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
And then, smash that like button. And then also do not forget, guys, I'm not going to lie, ring them bells. It is Christmas, bitches, okay? Christmas. Just ring them bells,
ding,
okay?
Ding.
Ding, ding. But we'll catch you guys later on Sunday, and peace out.
Later.